Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Rakor Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word of sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right, I just ran into this article on RT News. Trump's aggressive anti-China rant reminds the world why the UN, or United Nations, was first established to prevent future wars. Now, this war that this future war, World War III, that they're trying to prevent is inevitable because it's a prophecy, man. All right, man, can't stop this war. All right, and like the scripture on the front. Okay. Okay. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. All right. The beast hating the whore, all right, NATO and the EU turning on America, man. And you seeing it. You seeing Trump, doing a lot of things that's upsetting the nations, man, which I believe he will win this election. I can't see Joe Biden, coming in. Trump is the perfect president to end this thing, But, they pulling out of all kind of deals, nuclear weapon deals, pulling out of all kind of, deals with the nations and making themselves even more untrustworthy than they were previously, man. So the beast shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, all right, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And we know that burning her with fire is the, ICBM missiles that will be shot, on America, man. All right, so what this article, is saying is, these organizations or whatever have been established to prevent wars, but they never prevent any wars, man. That's how you know the Most High is orchestrating this, all right? But it says Trump's UN speech bristled with perceived grievances and China bashing. He also boasted of the U.S. fulfilling our destiny of peacemaker, which is just crazy. Fulfilling our destiny of peacemaker. The United States don't do nothing but go to war. That's funny. That's the delusion of an American, man. Like, we the peacemakers, that's crazy. But with the world's greatest military, peace that is down the barrel of an American gun. Okay. The American president's speech was angry, curt, and severe, delivered with a stabbing staccato voice. In just 7 minutes, he lurched from pillaring China and holding it responsible for unleashing a pandemic on the world to printing about supposed peace deals in the Middle East brokered by his administration. And in between, Trump exalted, in how the U.S. has the most advanced weaponry in the world, which he prays to God we never have to use. That sounds like a threat, all right? And, this is Trump flexing his muscle. All right, I look more stout than his fellows, man. America really believes they untouchable, all right? Says Trump, what is it? How they have the most advanced weaponry in the world, which is not true at this point. He says they pray to God they never have to use it, But it's funny because the Most High is going to make everybody use them missiles, man. All right. It's Isaiah 54 and 16. It says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. The Most High got you creating all these missiles to do what? To use them. So all that, which he was being facetious, but, we pray to God we never have to use it. The Most High gonna put the spirit on everybody with nuclear capability to shoot missiles on America. All right. We're gonna play that. Trump's rant was the usual narcissistic American exceptionalism the world has come to expect and disdain from U.S. leaders. You see, it's not just Trump. They're talking about all U.S. leaders, man. All right. It says, but on this occasion, it was more brazenly nationalistic and jingoistic. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so like it. It was unprecedented. It was an unprecedented expression of barefaced aggression towards China, based on spurious allegations that the Trump administration has been spewing over the pandemic. Trump, in his UN address, again provocatively referred to China virus and accused Beijing of deliberately infecting the world. It says, and this is a quote from Trump, in the earliest days of the virus, China locked down travel domestically while allowing flights to leave and infect the world. The United Nations must hold China accountable for their actions, said Trump. His techy demand for the UN to hold the Chinese government accountable for allegedly spreading a plague, all right, which has killed almost 1 million people worldwide since the beginning of this year, amounts to an American ultimatum for the confrontation with Beijing. A confrontation based on false claims about the origins of the disease and an anti-China conspiracy of alleged cover-up in cahoots with the the World Health Organization, which Trump and his aides have widely promoted. It says the Trump administration's unhinged diatribes against China in recent months are obvious distractions from its own gross mishandling of a pandemic. But the U.S. death toll from the disease is nearly 20% of the world totals, despite having only 4% of the globe's population. The scapegoating of China also serves as a proxy for underlying U.S. grievances over economic rivalry and declining power against a rising China. That's what it really is. All right. The scapegoating of China also serves as a proxy for underlying U.S. grievances over economic rivalry and declining power against a rising China. See, this dude got a forked tongue. So he'll come into the media and talk all this pandemic shit. But, of course, it's always about money and competition with America, man. All right, they don't want no nation to supersede them, which the nation that is actually going to supersede them is the nation that nobody's worrying about, the nation Israel. All right, you Negro, Latino, Native, Seminole, Indian. This is who's going to supersede America and rule, be the world power in the world to come. All right, but as we, sit here now and watch these nations, duke it out, if you will, it's all about some power and shit, some money, some resources. America ain't worried about no goddamn pandemic. They sell you death they sell you cigarettes here. So how much do you care about your citizens, man? They sell you all kinds of stuff in the meat, and everything. GMOs, chemtrails in the air. It's death all around you. But Trump is on the world stage talking about, the damn coronavirus as if they actually care about the, health and safety of the American people. All right. Trump's anti-China fixation has recklessly driven the world into a new Cold War, where tensions in international relations have become twisted and polarized in zero-sum mentality, and that mentality is all from the American side. America being a aggressor, man. And this is why these nations are gonna bomb on America, man. Even America's allies. All right, I'm gonna grab another scripture right there. Is it on 3? Yeah, probably not hard to see. Shalaki. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All right, I'm gonna start at 1. Salaki. Obadiah 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord. And an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. All right, it's talking about Esau. All right, this is a prophecy of Esau. Esau is these people that call themselves so-called white people, you Edomites, man. All right, these nations are gonna rise up against you in battle. All right, America being the chief land of on the world of Edom, like the mainstay of Edom. All right, this is a treasure city. Even though America is known as a country, this is a treasure city of Edom. All right. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And you're seeing that amongst the nations, man. All right, y'all getting greatly despised, man. All right, even your treatment of the Israelites, even though these nations that be protesting and shit, they faking. It's just a popular thing to do right now. But your treatment of the Israelites, your treatment of the other nations is starting to come back and bite you in the ass, man. All right, shall not they suddenly rise and vex thee? I'm paraphrasing, but it's coming back to bite you, man. Everybody can't stand your ass, and it's acts like this arrogance, man, for you to stand in front of the world and just shit on other nations. That's gonna make these nations ultimately, shoot missiles on you. Most High gonna, but the spirit on these nations is shoot the missiles on you. All right. It says only minutes before Trump's address, UN Chief Antonio Guterres opened the 75th General Assembly of the World Body by appealing for cooperation between the United States and China to avoid a new Cold War. He says, we are moving in a very dangerous direction, he said. Our world cannot afford a future where the two largest economies split the globe in a great fracture. He said the world was facing a 1945 moment. I'm about to listen to that shit. Subsequent speeches by various world leaders were pre-recorded due to the UN session being held remotely to avoid coronavirus public health risks. Nevertheless, it is doubtful that Trump will have altered his tirade at the behest of appeals for international committee. How could he? Why would it be? Trump's whole point in addressing the UN was to belligerently antagonize China because that is the essence of his Americans First ideology. It's American nationalism on steroids. The contrast with China president's speech could not have more stark. In his address delivered after Trump's I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's just say XI spoke in a calm and statements-like tone. He appealed for international cooperation, spoke of the world belonging to one family, and called for win-win solutions. His speech was one of the magnanimity and fraternal vision fitting for an organization that predicates its establishment on a common humanity and non-aggression, which that's going to change because the Most High is going to put a spirit on them to shoot missiles on America. And non-aggression shit, just like the scriptures say when they say peace, peace, then come sudden destruction. So they're going to get aggressive. All right. Says there was no boasting of Chinese military prowess. Beijing has no intention of fighting a cold war or a hot one with any country. Yeah, they're gonna shoot missiles on America. They don't have no choice. He said, adding, China is the largest developing country in the world, committed to peaceful, open, cooperative, and common development. And in any aspect, you can't have peace in competition. You got to go at each other. And America, doesn't want China to become a world leader. They want to remain the world leader. You know what I'm saying? It says the Chinese leader did not mention the U.S. by name, but it was notable that XI repeatedly reminded why the UN was formed 75 years ago following the defeat of fascism. Two leaders spoke, one looking forward to the future with a progressive and peaceful vision, while the other, Donald Trump, sounded as if he had returned to choke on a bitter on the bitter ashes of a war 7 decades ago. Indeed, the world is heading in a dangerous direction with the likes of Trump and his toxic politics of aggression and American exceptionalism, which supremism. America's always been like that, but it says, but maybe with leaders like, China's president, the world might transcend the toxicity. Excuse me. It says, and by the way, Joe Biden hardly would make much difference. He is only a difference in style, not substance, which is true. Because that's the same, and that's a great statement, because that's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. Is style, not substance. It may be the approach, but it's a different approach, but it's the same ultimate goal, and that's American supremacy amongst the globe. It says it's not just about Trump, the individual, obnoxious though he is. It's about American power and how it operates unilaterally and violently in the world. See, people against these nations is getting sick of America, man. All right. But I just wanted to make that quick video. But was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.